So it's no secret that I love BTS. They're my favorite artists of all time, no question. They're quite honestly the most diverse artist I've ever laid ears on. Easily able to tackle any sound and do it astronomically well. So it doesn't come as a shock when I tell you that I was beyond excited for ARIRANG to come out. It's been 5 whole years since they last released a genuine project with B, and I love that album. So of course I was ready for my ears to be absolutely melted when I turned on the album for the first time. It's now been a few months since the album dropped, and I've seriously been putting this video off, so I've been able to let it simmer and gather my thoughts. And if you can't tell by the title of the video, I do have some pretty polarizing thoughts. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I went into this album with certain expectations as a fan of BTS, thinking that we were gonna get brought back to that sort of classic BTS sound, like with Love Yourself, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, and maybe a hint of Map of the Soul. This was not what happened. And for that reason, on my first listen, I deadass sat there and I gave this album a 6. Hashtag not my BTS. But I kept listening to it, and at the end of the day, I realized that it's not supposed to be the same BTS. BTS is ever evolving as artists, and it's very unfair to expect the same sound or even anything similar. So as an enjoyer of BTS and music in general, I've grown to love this album more and more. I have seen a lot of people just straight up comparing this album to Dark and Wild, and I think that that is so incredibly off the mark. A lot of people make this comparison because both albums are heavily based in hip hop, but I've seen even more egregious comparisons. Comparing Aliens to We On? Comparing One More Night to Tomorrow? And comparing Please to Do You Think It Makes Sense? Do you genuinely believe that this BTS is that BTS? People will genuinely sit here and delude themselves into thinking that these projects are similar just because they have a heavy footing in hip hop. No, this is something new entirely. And I think it's really unfair to keep them in that box when they're clearly trying to evolve their sound. Just because there's rap doesn't mean they're the same. I think asking for old BTS or saying that this is old BTS is unfair because they're trying to do what they've always set out to do, which is give a unique listening experience. Despite this though, it's also not ridiculous to say that with this new direction, there aren't a few stumbles along the way. And we are in fact here to discuss both the stumbles and the triumphs present in this album. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through each song one by one. I'm gonna talk about production, lyrics, melody, rap flows, all the things, and I'm gonna give my personal rating of each individual song. Then I'm gonna talk about the album as a whole, where it sits in the whole of BTS discography, and how I view it as a project. So without further ado, here are the highs and lows of ARIRANG. Body to Body, I think, is a very good song to open this album with. The vibe is set high off the rip. I need the whole stadium to jump. Yes, you do. BTS, From Everywhere to Korea. Yeah, you are everywhere. They're saying we're back and we're bigger than ever. which is really good to start your comeback with after years of waiting. It's about turning up, enjoying life, and being present in the moment, putting everything else to the side and having fun. It really does do a good job of setting the vibe and getting everyone hyped. This song does contain a section of the ARIRANG folk song that the album is obviously heavily inspired by. The song represents a lot of things, namely resilience, love, and sorrow, which are all themes that are put forward on this album. And something about it on this song is really beautiful. Sometimes I cry when I hear it, and I definitely cried when I saw it in the concert. BTS themselves are showing how they've, in some way, experienced the feelings associated with the song. However, I do hold a critique in that this song really does sound like a few songs maybe mixed together, which is a critique among some members, so I feel like it's not ridiculous for me to say that. I think the production is phenomenal all throughout the album, except for a few exceptions, and this song is not one of those exceptions. So yeah, W production. I don't think the song is a 10, but it's really good. I'll go ahead and toss this one an 8 for the great production, hype moments and aura, and the beautiful ARIRANG melody. This one is the controversial one. Not just in my eyes, but this song has been so polarizing on the internet since it released. And now I'm here to tell you, this song is not ass. It's not the best, but it's not ass. There are a few things to chew on with this song, but let's start with the chorus. The chorus, inherently, is not that good. It's good to sing along to in a concert, for sure. But hooligan, please lock in. I like the vocals on the chorus, but the rap line parts are kinda corny. Anyway, it's some classic BTS self-glaze. Some things really do never change, but the glaze just keeps getting more and more deserved, obviously. I do like some things that they attempt in this song. Mainly, in the chorus, they say, "Drop it lower than chopped and screwed," in reference to chopped and screwed, which is a style of hip-hop that originates from Houston. Screwed meaning slowing the track to around 60 to 70 beats per minute to create a, quote, trance-like effect, and chopped meaning throwing in a sample, quote, chopping it up and rearranging it. This song is the perfect example of BTS rap line knowing what the fuck they're talking about. The song is in 68 beats per minute, and they rearrange the fuck out of that string sample. And the sample itself does have kind of a, quote, trance-like effect. Like, dude, I think the beat on this song is really good, especially because it's literally showing appreciation to very specific black music. I didn't even know what chopped and screwed was until they put me on. The vocals are good, and Jungkook and Jin's "Take You Out" is literally so peak. The chorus is kind of mid. Yoongi's verse could go a little harder, and I don't really like Namjoon's verse, but I appreciate this song regardless. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this one a 7. I think this song is where the plot of the album is truly found. They really waste no time at all with this song. It goes so fucking hard, quite simply. Production is crazy. This is the first of the Mike Will Made It tracks, and yeah, that nigga fucking cooked, as per usual. The song is about how they've passed everyone's expectations that were placed on them due to their nationality. They're literally using the term aliens because they're from Korea. They're Korean and proud, and they really made it despite the inherent disadvantages in a global market. It's commentary on xenophobia, essentially. Yeah, we aliens, but fuck you, I'm actually just the GOAT. I don't really have too much more to say about this song. The raps are hard, the vocals are great, the beat is wow. This song is a 10. I will say it, I can't say anything negative about this one. First 10 on the album, let's go! A significant fall off after the last song. Is this song hype in concert? Absolutely. Do I think this song is very good? It's okay, I guess. This is where I truly thought BTS had lost the plot on my first listen. Yeah, they reference Michael and Britney, but those are like the most basic references of all time, perhaps. Chorus is really generic and repetitive. They can write good choruses to hype songs. I've seen it before. This is not one of those. I don't really care that Taeyong says "burning out with my slime." JPEG has writing credits and his ass probably wrote that. But I do care about low-key everything else. It's just not that good in my opinion. However, I do think that Yoongi really shines on this song. I love his verse here. Definitely the best part of the song. Yeah, the song is really hype, but is the substance in the room with us? 5 out of 10. First things first, the transition from Fire to this song actually needs to be studied. Maybe not the best song on the album, which is crazy because in my notes I say it is, but it's kind of my personal favorite. This is the other song produced by Mike Will Made It, and holy moly, this guy is fucking disgusting.
I don't know what to tell y'all, bro.
Mike Will Made It isn't even my favorite producer or anything, but his work on this album is absolutely insane. This song is basically about how they're the GOAT, and trying to compare to them is honestly nonsensical and fucking insane, which is true.
I'm simply just better than y'all niggas, and I'm simply just more known than you niggas. Get off my dick.
The only reason I say that this isn't the best song on the album is because of Namjoon's verse. And while I personally like it a lot, it's a little, I don't know, pop, 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 pop. Baby getting too lit, rot, 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 rot. Like, come on, bro. That's the only part that has any critique, but the rest is so peak. Even in Joon's verse after that, he has some really good hip-hop illusions. Hit him up like Pac? Hit him with the truth like Ra? Yo, come on, bro. Like, he's locked in. He's locked in. More proof that BTS knows what they're talking about when it comes to rap. Mind you, Namjoon's favorite rapper of all time is Nas. Like, I don't know, bro. The raps are insane. The choruses by the vocal line are great. The production is phenomenal, of course. 9.5 out of 10, with 0.5 only taken off because of Namjoon's iffy start to his verse. My personal GOAT, but maybe not the GOAT. Ding dong. It's just a bell. It's the sacred bell of King Sungdok, the 29th national treasure of Korea. I'm pretty sure it's just meant to transition from all the hype songs into the more mellow shit. Just a bell. Ding dong out of 10. I have a personal problem with Swim. It's not personal actually, because the members agree with me. It shouldn't have been the title. That's it. I think if any song should have been the title to promote, it was definitely 2.0, but that's just my go, so super biased on that end. Other than that, I could say it's very safe, which I guess is fine. It's pretty good. It's a pretty standard love song. I'm pretty sure it's about wanting someone to dedicate themselves to you as much as you do to them. Not too sure, but that's what I got. Not really much to say. It has some pretty standard lyrics. The vocals are really good. My issue with this song is that it's almost too safe. I like the song, but come on guys, let me chew on something a little bit. The melody is good and the production is great, so overall it's pretty good. 6.5. This one is a contender for the best song on the album. On my first listen, I immediately said that this one was my favorite, but I've grown to like the hype songs just a little bit more. The production very much reminds me of like Tame Impala, which I like a lot. The melodies here definitely can put you in a bit of a trance. I love this sound. The lyrical content is reminiscent of older BTS songs where they question their direction and struggle to move forward. The merry-go-round in question is just an analogy for going in the same direction. The song is very personal, and Joon even talks about his struggles with insomnia during his military service. There's a very specific part of Joon's verse that scratches my brain really heavily. He says, I think and think and think and think. I think about how I shouldn't be thinking. His delivery when he says this really makes it for me. I really do love this song. Production is great, the vocals are great, and the rap line pours their hearts into it. This one is a 10 for me. No critique, beautiful song. This song is a song that I have had a back and forth relationship with. When I first heard this song, I really liked it. And then I was like, do I really like this song? And now I'm sitting here at a very true and honest opinion that I do really like this song. This song is a pretty good song about the struggles of fame, which makes sense considering where they are in their careers. They talk about how they desire feelings of normalcy, but their normal isn't the normal that they necessarily want. I really like one of the lines early on in the song where Jimin says, "Heavy is the head when you chasten true," which is a reframing of the phrase, "Heavy is the head which wears the crown," to highlight the pursuit of authenticity over the pursuit of power. Pursuing authenticity is something that BTS does talk about throughout their career, but it still makes sense, even more so in the Big 2-6. I think I had an issue with this song originally because it's all in English, but I don't really care anymore. It's a really good song. I tend to have issues with songs by K-pop groups that use a lot of English, but this one honestly doesn't have the issues that I would normally have, other than the fact that I just like to sing in Korean. There's some really good production here for sure. The beat has a pretty unique sound, which I really like. It's definitely a brain scratcher. Yeah, I like this one. Not necessarily a personal favorite, but it's good. I don't have too much to really critique about it. 8 out of 10, very good. Definitely one of the songs on the album. This song is one of the true misses on this album. Definitely my least favorite. I wouldn't really listen to this song outside of putting this album on in its entirety. I don't even really know what it's about. On a first listen, you might just assume it's about cracking, but I really have no fucking idea. I read the lyrics like 5 times and I still don't get it. Maybe it's just a reading comprehension diff, but seriously, I don't understand, man. I don't know. This is one song that I will say is just not what I look for in a song, and especially not a BTS song. This one, I will allow my expectations to get the better of me in regards to my opinion. It's honestly not even terrible, but if you want to be animals, baby, we can be animals? Okay. What? Production is honestly pretty good though, so that's why I won't say it's just a bad song outright, but 5 out of 10 on this one. Definitely another song on this album. Off rip, I thought this song was a miss, but this is one of the ones that's kind of grown on me a little bit. This song is about how people perceive BTS. They're basically saying that they don't even really know themselves fully, and if they don't know, how can anyone else? And it's also just no one else's business. The song is pretty okay. I just don't really like the chorus. I think that it's a little repetitive, and sometimes choruses like this can work, but I think the yeah, damn, ooh, damn right is a little out of place on this song just because of the overall vibe and tone of the song. It doesn't really constitute something like that. We really could have gone for anything else, Twin. I don't know. I think the production is there for sure. I like the vibe that they're kind of going for, but it's not really my taste necessarily. I think some of the rap verses are kind of lacking, like Jun and Yoongi's namely. Definitely not my favorite of their verses at all, and if their verses were just a little bit better, I would definitely be willing to rate the song a little bit higher. But with the chorus and the semi-lacking verses, I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 6. Not bad, but eh. When I first heard this song, y'all would not have liked the words that I chose in reaction to it. Let me tell you.
Boo this man!
This song at first was giving me heavy Make It Right vibes, but I now realize that that is just plain stupid and wrong. This song has lyrics that are very reminiscent of The Most Beautiful Moment in Life and Dark and Wild about wanting someone to come back to you, and I really do like those thematic elements. It's more like a pop house track almost, which, as you may know or remember, I am not a big fan of pop EDM, especially from BTS. Pop EDM slop. Pop EDM slop. Pop EDM slop. Pop EDM slop. It's pop EDM slop. However, I will give this song the benefit of the doubt and say that it's really catchy and it really grows on me with time. I really did hate this song on a first listen, but it's honestly fine. It's not horrible at all, and I can listen to this if it comes on, no complaints. Only thing is, it's just not my taste. Not a big fan of the pop house, pop EDM stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 6.5. Definitely a highlight on the album. It's a pretty standard love song, but the instrumental and performances are heavy, giving Map of the Soul persona, which I can really appreciate. Low-key even kind of giving Love Yourself Her, which I can see after so many people have been posting transitioning this song into Pied Piper. The lyrics are just about being willing to do anything for someone you want to give your all to. I don't know, I don't really have a lot to say about this song. It's pretty standard, but it's really good. They have really good performances on this song. It's good, I like it. I sing this song out loud at least once a day. It's definitely the kind of song that can get you in a chokehold. Pretty easy 8.5 out of 10 for this one. Another one of those polarizing songs that maybe can go either way for a lot of people, mainly because of the auto-tune, but low-key a lot of people will sit there and tell you that the auto-tune sucks, but I personally think that it adds something really special to the track. Off my first listen, I recognize that the auto-tune adds something that I just haven't heard anywhere else in a while that I enjoy. I've heard similar auto-tune to this in another place, but I just really can't put my finger on it, but I really do enjoy it. Lyrically, this song is definitely an ARMY song. The way I see it, this song is about the boys being there and recognizing that they help their fans get through tough times. But honestly, I have no idea. What do I know? I really like the chorus, I really like the raps, the production is really, really good. I appreciate everything about this song. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a very easy 9 out of 10 to close out the album. So that was ARIRANG by BTS. Letting this album marinate for a while before making this video was honestly the best decision I could have made, because now I can say that this album is honestly a modern classic in their discography, and it sets a whole new precedent for their music as a whole. They're saying, hey, we can still do new things, just you watch. And there's so much to appreciate with just that mission alone. There's a lot of thought and care that shines through a lot of these tracks, and it shows that even after 13 years, BTS is still doing it for the love of the game. From really hard-hitting hip-hop tracks to heartfelt melodies, they do here what they've always done in expanding their already insanely diverse discography. They're in it to win it, and I don't think that this is their best album, as there are a few lows and even a few lower lows, but at the end of the day, this is an album that I can throw on and be pretty happy with start to finish. Throwing a number score on this is going to be so incredibly hard because I have a lot of bias, because A, it's BTS and I love them, B, I hold some of these songs in such high regard, and C, I don't want to get crucified. So I'm going to do something extremely fair, and I'm going to take the number scores for each of the songs and just average them out. Maybe plus or minus half a point or a full point. We will see. Wow. After doing the calculations, the final score is kind of very close to what I actually would have given it. Based on the songs themselves, on what it's saying, and its structure, I'm perfectly fine giving ARIRANG by BTS a very solid 7.5. So now I'm going to piggyback off of my last BTS video, go watch that by the way, and fit this into my ranking of the best BTS albums. As you may have noticed, I left out Come Over because even though it's technically on the album, it's not really on the album. And Come Over honestly would have knocked this up a few points, I'm not gonna lie, it's really good. But anyway, with that out of the way, let me go ahead and throw ARIRANG at number 8, pushing The Most Beautiful Moment in Life Part 1 to 9th place and keeping You Never Walk Alone at its very respectable 7th place. If you want to know my full ranking for BTS's entire discography and why, I will have that linked somewhere in here and definitely in the description. It's a really fun video. I loved making it. Please go support it. Thank you guys so much if you made it all the way to the end. Please consider leaving a like if you enjoy this type of content and subscribe to stay tuned for more. Let me know your thoughts on ARIRANG and please feel free to disagree and start some discourse in the comments. I do love a good discussion. Let me know your thoughts on the video as well, and let me know if there's anything I should talk about in the future. Thank you guys again so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Archlink out.